Alright lads and lasses, I'm Xcentric and today I'm on Horizon 5 for more Forza Community. This time we have got B-class cars that had to be swapped to four-wheel drive. So no cars that were all-wheel drive from standard was allowed in this. I have gone for a different route, to be honest. I've gone for the Savannah RX-7. Mostly because I don't think I've actually built this car ever. Actually, in any Forza games, I don't think I've properly built one and raced one, from what I can remember. So that's why I thought I'd use it. Hopefully my mic sounds okay. I have, unfortunately, lost a cable somewhere. Just need to make sure my TV... Ooh, right, okay, there we go. Yep, TV's not quiet. Yeah, there seems to be a cable missing somewhere. So hopefully my mic is okay for this video. Also, I am going to put viewer discretion is advised. Ren has got a hideous arse livery at the minute. So, yeah, if you want to vomit, I wouldn't blame you. Anyways, I've forgotten where the hell are we? I've forgotten this track's name. I wasn't actually paying attention. I did know these tracks, and now I've completely forgotten. Oops, very much sorry. I do apologise for that one. It's Chihuahua, isn't it? I think so. I think I'm remembering the name. I've managed to forget. Honestly, I've paid that little attention now to FH5 that I've completely forgotten all the tracks' names. I think this is Chihuahua. Okay, I've got to try and chase down a Datsun 510. That is going to be a very good car. I know it is for a fact. If you ever want a strong car, Datsun 510. Oh, God. Right, okay, so first impressions of my RX-7 is that it is bloody damn good. Actually, it is not terrible to drive. Obviously, I have got no rear wing. I've put in the 7-speed gearbox in it, mostly because I couldn't be bothered to actually tune the gears. So I just put a 7-speed in. It's on off-road race tyres, obviously. I've put the slightly wider body kit on it. To be honest, it doesn't... Obviously, I just get the slightly wider tyres. I've got two 9.5s at the back. But obviously, it doesn't actually put me on wider tyres from standard. So, you know, there is that. So the fronts are still the 205s. I was tempted to put them up a little bit, but I decided against it. I just decided to tune it instead, to basically induce more oversteer. So, yeah, that's the story of that. I'm not able to... I need to try and find a way... Where am I stronger than the 510? Because I really don't know. Obviously, unsurprisingly, the 510 is going to have me in acceleration because it is just so light. You know, we're in B class, so we can get an okay amount of power. I can't remember how much power I've got exactly. I think it's about 281. Yeah, 281 or 282 horsepower. Car weighs, I think, about 1,361 kilos. I think it was about that. So, you know, it's okay. It's okay power to weight ratio, but it's nowhere near as light as that Datsun. Oh, Datsuns end up in the wall and the steering a little bit. Oh God, here comes the hideous transit. I will try and look away. No, get it away from me. Get that awful transit away. No, Ren. God, I have to look at it now. So, managed to undercut me. I don't really know if I can compete with that transit, unfortunately. It's got too much handling for me. I'm not really too sure. That I think though, well, I know Ren's cars tend to be more handling based anyways, because he tends to stick it on rally tyres. Zipper is actually catching up to me with their BRZ86 thing. I think they went with the Toyota on theirs. It's like a different engine swap. I mean, I know engine swaps were allowed in it. Has that got an engine? I think it actually does. Yeah, I think it actually does have a different engine swap. In any case, let's not get distracted by that. They did try and go around the outside. I thought better of it. I so nearly missed that checkpoint. Oh, I do apologise for that one. That was not polite of me. Well, they're going to have the inside anyway. I'm not going to be able to do much. They've got the 510 as well. It's got the 3.2 i6. Yeah, that's a very good engine. I'm not going to be able to compete with that. There comes that 86. It is better than me accelerating. Is it better than me through the corners? I imagine yes, because that also has aero. That has this. Damn it! I don't know why I don't know what I try and did tried to do there, what it was silly of me. I broke way too early. Really, way too early. And it was never going to work out. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. Right, okay. Am I going to be able to... Am I going to lose to 2 Ford Transits? Honestly, quite possibly. I need to try and get away past Steve somehow. Where, I don't know. I think Steve wouldn't let them pick their car, so they just borrowed Ven's... So they just borrowed Ven's Transit. Because, of course, Ven is the leader. Nah, I'm going to lose out to 2 Transits. I really am. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Obviously, this checkpoint isn't gonna cost much. It's going to cost a lot. Sorry, I'm trying to string sentences here, and it's failing miserably. How how bloody brilliant of me. Yeah. So first impressions of my Mazda, it actually does seem alright. I will give it that. Acceleration is a bit low, but that's to be expected. It's not nowhere near the lightest car or the most powerful. I think it's just pretty much one of these middle builds. Let's have a look. Best laps. I was not terribly far off there. I did obviously get a much better final lap. Yeah. I do think the 510 pretty much just got held up in traffic. Because that's definitely a faster car around here than me. Okay, well, solid top 5. I'm going to black out the screen here because that's just an awful livery. This too, I wasn't paying attention. Horizon Baja Scramble. Oh, shit. This might not be too bad for my Mazda. Because it's good. It's got good amount of handling to it. Acceleration isn't awful. And I am, of course, on off-road race tyres, so I am going to have a significant advantage to anyone else that is on... Well, I'm going to have a form of advantage compared to people who are on just rally tyres. I don't know how this will actually play out, to be honest. I'll have to wait and see. Coffee's having a little bit of difficulties there with the Fiesta. Getting nicely into the first hairpin there. See how many positions I'm able to gain. Ooh, Chipman there had a plethora of understeer in their Trans Am. Really was not... My car was not turning in whatsoever. Oh, damn it. You know, missed the checkpoint, and I thought they would have ghosted earlier. Ah, crap. That was completely my fault there. You know, unfortunately, I missed the checkpoint, but, you know, I should have took a wider line instead of, you know, thinking that I'd ghost earlier, but sadly not. So, you know, that's my mistake there. Oh god, come on. Let's see if I'm able to gain back any positions. I don't know, because I feel like I've now gone the typical... My car is just good everywhere, but exceeds, but has the advantage nowhere. So I get solid positions, but I won't stand out at any particular track. Although landing the jumps is actually pretty damn good in this thing. I'm going to have to... Stuck on the outside of a different 510. They're going to run very wide. I'm able to tuck my car back in. Again, they're going to be understeering into the side, but it's not going to matter. I am going to hold the inside. I'm going to avoid the water as well. That is me to a third place. However, Suster, I imagine, is going to have actually pretty good acceleration in the other 510. So I am going to keep defending for as long as I need. And I think that is pretty much me starting to get a little bit of a gap now away from them. Yep, right, okay. So that's good news. I've got a good gap. I'm starting to gap them now, which is perfectly fine. Oh god, yeah, it's sliding this thing as well is doesn't really like it. Doesn't quite have the power for that to actually work. Let's see. No, I'm not really gear shifting at wrong times either, so that's a little bit of a breather as well. Yeah, I just think that my my RX-7 is just a little bit too middle of the road, where, you know, I'll be able to get decent positions. If I don't, if I don't make a mistake, I'll get solid positions all around. But probably not a victory at ever. Well, I'll say ever. That might be a little bit too harsh. But definitely in this group, I don't think I'll be able to get one. That's what I'm going to say. I definitely not a winning formula in this RX-7. But it isn't horrible. That's the main thing. It is not horrible to drive. It's definitely feeling. I think it's probably like on the dirt. Well, as we can see in here, it's got to be at least. Well, I'm going to say top 3. However, I'm not too sure what other people's cars. I mean, Xcentric. I didn't actually see what tyres their 510 was on. But that was definitely fast bet on the tarmac. So I'm going to assume either rally tyres or a more standardised tarmac tyre. Rather than off-road race like me and practically a lot of other people here. Is what it is. I managed to get 3rd place. Yeah, it's definitely for me. It's going to be well, third fastest car there. Yeah, not gonna be able to compete with Steve or Zipper. And I don't know. I think Zipper's car is just better than me. Full stop. Like that. That is just guaranteed news. That car is just better than me. Full stop. Steve's. I don't know because that was the first race. Might be better as well. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what goes on. Alright, race 3. We are at Bahia de Plano. This I don't know. Actually, because I don't think it's gonna suit my car. I don't think it's going to suit my car. This is a lot of high speed or higher speed handling, a lot of top end sort of higher end acceleration. And my car, it's got top speed. I think my car's top speed benchmark was about 178 miles an hour. I don't. Yeah, it's not going to have the overall acceleration. I think it's just going to be consistent acceleration. I do out accelerate the 914 there, but a lot of other cars out accelerate me. Let's see how many positions I'm going to get back into turn 1. Managed to get 3, but yeah, it's just my acceleration isn't quite good enough, but my grip is. Oh, Neo's going to clip into the wall. I'm going to have to make this too wide. I'm going to be on the inside, make me very narrow, but I'm good enough on the brakes. I'm able to pull away throughout the corner, so there we go. That is good for me. Catching up to Suster now. See if I'm going to be able to get a position. I'm going to use this to go up the inside. Yep, they just back out from it. I don't think they trust their grip enough. So that's me into a 5th place. So I managed to managed to get through half the field, which is good for me. Now what needs to go for me is the 4 people up ahead to basically fight hard. Oh, Zipper's had a huge issue there. They may have missed a checkpoint, or they've had a controller problem. I don't actually know. I think it was just a missed checkpoint that I basically did all around the world to regain that checkpoint. So now they are miles back. However, it does keep the momentum for them, rather than having to start from, rather than having to be at a standstill. They do keep some speed. So, oh Christ, that was way too much speed into that corner. Needed to brake a little bit more. Yeah, so they might be a little bit quicker doing it that way than possibly. I mean, to be honest, that's one of the reasons why I've got rewind, to be honest. If I miss a checkpoint, I lose a lot. I think I lose a lot less time, especially in my builds. Lose less time trying to accelerate back up to speed rather than just rewinding and having another go. At least that's what works for me. I don't know if it is actually quicker to just rewind after missing a checkpoint. Possibly. I don't actually know. Oh god, come on. There we go, get through there. Yeah. I know I have made a few mistakes, but I don't actually think it's going to be enough to actually catch up with the top 3. Especially if I miss checkpoints. That was very close. Thankfully I didn't, but that was silly, silly close. Let's not do that again. Yeah, this is where my RX-7... Ah, right, okay, yeah. This is where my RX-7 is quick. I do have the top speed. I mean, against vans, that's not bloody surprising. However, I do definitely have the top speed advantage over the two up ahead, and probably the Datsun as well. I might have the highest top speed here. I mean, yeah, sure, it'll take me a hot minute to get to that top speed, but I do have that. I think it's about 178 miles an hour the benchmark was, so I may have said it before, I cannot remember. So it might actually work out nicely. Yeah, I actually do gain on the transits actually quite quickly. Just being a little bit cautious through that corner. I'm going to be able to catch up. I'm going to be in the slipstream as well. I don't know if the slipstream doesn't really seem to make a difference. I imagine it does. It doesn't really feel like it's making a difference. Oops, sorry, man. That was a little bit cheeky off me, I will admit. Kind of cut the nose off him. Let's see, where's he going to try and make a move? He's looking every which way. I do pull away a little bit. Managed to get that corner fine. I can compromise him where he's quickest with... I think he's got an engine swap in that transit as well. Yeah, definitely quick on me on the lower end acceleration. Again, I'm a little bit cautious through the final corner. Ren is going to have a huge acceleration advantage, but I am just going to be on the inside. And there we go, the transit runs out of acceleration. I've punched my mic about 4 times there. That's going to be a 3rd place for me. What are we saying lap time? Hey! Did I get fastest lap there? I did! I actually did manage to get the fastest lap. Oh, there we go, there's some credit. Managed to get another podium and fastest lap. Ooh, I do just beat Zipper in the 86. Yeah, okay. RX-7 did better than I was expecting. Really did better than I was expecting. A little bit of a slower start. However, did manage to pull it back in the end. You know what? I've underestimated this car a little bit. Yeah, sure, the acceleration isn't great, but the handling is fairly decent. And the top speed actually does give it a little bit of an advantage. Right, race 4. San Juan. Probably my weakest... Yeah, probably my weakest track. Well, definitely Scramble Circuit. Probably in the entire game for me. I'm not really good at this track. Where am I? 9th. Oh, my work's going to be cut out for me big time. So it was in 5th. Steve was further up somewhere. Oh, directly ahead of me. Okay, that definitely does help a little bit, but the acceleration is just that good. That doesn't really matter. Yeah, there's me, and I'm gonna be falling away big time until about turn 2. And then once we get into turn 2, I'll be able to gain a little bit of time back. I'll get the position back against Suster there with Ghost Mode. We'll probably be out of Ghost Mode in about 3, 2, 1. Alright, okay, I was just a smidge bit off. Well, yeah, the chicane causing problems for many people. I'm going to be on the inside. Oh, huge crash there for someone. I think that was Zipper. I mean, thank God, I almost crashed and almost went into Chipman. I do apologise for that one. I got my breaking point all sorts of wrong. Zipper went into the wall. I've been there. Oh, that's really unlucky, that one. It's quite good for me. I'm now into a 3rd place, able to just use off-road tyres advantage. Oh, that corner is definitely not flat out. Yep, off-road tyre advantage. Just nicely go up the inside of Xcentric and couldn't really compete with me there. Oh, crap. A little bit wonky through there. Steve and Neo are having a huge fight. This does work out nicely for me. Steve is going to do a huge cutback, actually. That is massively, massively impressive. There, overtake there from Steve. Really impressive stuff. To be honest, I really don't know how this track's going to suit my car. Because it's very fast for, you know, it's got a lot of high speed stuff. So it might actually work out nicely, just for my pure top speed. In a way, I'm sort of alongside Neo now. They're gonna be defending. Am I able to go around the outside? Yes, I can. I brake a lot later than them. I think they were... I think, to be honest, they probably made a little bit of a mistake of just braking that little bit too much through there. Maybe not having the hugest amount of confidence. But that does promote me into a 2nd place. I don't think, however, I'm going to be able to catch Steve's Transit, because that was so much quicker than me. Just for the pure fact of its acceleration is just... It is just astronomical compared to me. That's the main thing. If Steve makes a big mistake, bigger than what I did then, I need to stop making them. Steve needs to make them. Then I might stand an opportunity, but that's not going to happen, sadly. That is just not going to happen. Steve has to have a huge mistake if I'm going to take the win. And Steve isn't really the type of person to make the huge amount of mistakes very often, because it's me. It's usually my role to make the huge mistakes. I don't think... I just don't think it's going to matter. I think each lap, Steve pulls a bigger and bigger gap. Oh, come on. Not too terrible through there, actually, I will admit. Not that bad in the slightest. I think I... No, to be honest, I wasn't going to say I think I gained a few spots. However, I don't think that is actually true full stop. I think the Transit, the Mark 1 Transit, is actually better than my RX-7 overall. Although I did get that corner a little bit better. Steve's name does pop up from time to time. So they're not absolutely dropping me, but they are making a hefty gap. Although I did get this lap much better. Hopefully that... I don't think I'll be in contention for the fastest lap here, but I'm hoping to be in contention for one of the faster laps. Ren is actually doing pretty well with that, with the Valley Tired Transit. I suppose really, with just the nature of this track, I suppose Valley Ties isn't going to be the hugest of disadvantage to actually have compared to off-road race, around this track in particular. So there is that. Yeah, sadly, I think Steve's Transit was pulling away from me little by little. Well, it's going to pull away from me more now, so bullsed up that corner big time. That corner can never get right. Really can never get that right-hander good. I do quite like that hairpin, though. Well, I say hairpin, it's more of a left 2, merely. I do really like it. On camber. Oh, Steve's missed a checkpoint. Oh, I was just saying as well, Steve isn't one to be making those type of mistakes. Curse of the commentator has befallen upon Steve. Now, let's not curse of the bellends being overconfident at the fact that someone's made a mistake, and let's actually capitalise off it and not cock it up ourselves. Which, all I've got to do now is just get past this checkpoint. There we go. A missed checkpoint gives me the victory for the RX-7. There we go. Curse of the commentator was there in full swing. I've had a sip of tea for that. Oh, I even get fastest lap. Bloody hell. I was not expecting that. Fastest lap as well. Okay. I really have underestimated my RX on... Definitely... On a more momentum-based track, the RX-7 thrives. Really does thrive. So that is the main thing with this car. It is, once again, another momentum build. I cannot be bogged down in traffic. I cannot get corners wrong. Because then the RX-7 will struggle to get up to speed. But once it is up to speed, it is actually very formidable. That's a victory for it, which I wasn't expecting. 40 grand to celebrate as well. Okay, the final circuit is the Lookout circuit. Oh, stop starting me at the back. I don't think I'll do well here. In relative terms. Because this track requires a good amount of acceleration. It does require good handling, which my RX-7 does have. That is one benefit. Is that the handling on this car is actually damn good. However... it needs... I do need sort of more lower end acceleration as well. The average speeds here are a lot lower than you'd get at a fair few of the other tracks. Not going to say that it is a complete crawl. That is not true. You know, first corner we're looking at well over 110. Well, I say first corner, like turn 1 to turn, I don't know, like 5. It is pretty much all flat out above 110 miles an hour if your car's got good enough handling. So that's the main thing. Oh, there's been major pings wide and things like that. There's been a few collisions and whatnot. Damn. Neo's car's just... The Neo's SSK is not quite good enough handling through there. Just shrugged off too much speed, and unfortunately couldn't quite sneak it up the inside there, but I did manage to get it around the outside instead. I've got Puri's 914. I'm not able to make any positions there. I think I did out-accelerate that car eventually. Yes, I am starting to pull a gap on it now. It's going to sort of be a little bit defensive. Yeah, it's going very defensive. It's fair enough, but they don't quite have the handling. They lost a little bit of traction. I'm going to be on the inside. Ben's missed a checkpoint. Oh, I do apologise, Purry. That was not the greatest move from me. I do apologise for that one. Yeah, I think Zipper accidentally forced Ren out of a checkpoint. I think there, it's a little bit saddening. But fortunately, it does happen in these. It does happen big time. Oh god. See if I'm able to catch up to the top 3. I might. Nah, actually, to be honest, looking at the top 3, Steve, Zipper, and Zen, it's not going to happen. Their cars are just too good overall compared to mine. Yeah, they're just way too good. I'm not going to be able to get any positions there. Really, the main question now is, Ren's all the way in 9th. Am I going to be able to keep ahead of Ren? That is the question that is on my mind, at least. Now, having to be a little bit of a lift. I can't quite do that entire section flat out. I have to be a small lift through there. However, you know, it's not the end of the world. I think a lot of the other cars here aren't quite able to actually do it at the same speed that my RX-7 can. Actually, very nicely through this little section here. Drop it down a gear, try and keep it on the good lines as much as possible. There we go. I am actually gaining a little bit to Zenzak's at 510. I think that 510 is just pure acceleration. Because it definitely seems to be struggling through the corners. I don't think it's the nicest thing in the world to drive from the looks of things. But I have gained big time. I may have had a scuffy lap as well. You know, that does happen. So potentially I might... Yeah, they're actually struggling big time through this section here. I am gaining a lot of time. Yeah, it's a huge amount of handling. I'm surprised. This RX-7's actually a hell of a lot better than I thought. You know, I think it's like I said, I need to keep up the momentum. Which is the main thing. Not get bogged down in traffic too much. Oh, Zenzak's running very wide. There's a gap for me on the inside. Give them plenty of room as well. I'm going to have to be forced to the outside. Oh, I shrugged off a little bit too much speed. Ooh, still side by side. I'm on a incredibly wonky line there. Going up the hill a little bit there. Trying to keep it on the inside. Ven has managed to get themselves into a 5th place, but they are too far back. Right, okay, so if I don't miss a checkpoint, Men's missed a checkpoint. Yeah, I don't think Men would have been able... Even if he didn't miss a checkpoint, I think I'd be a little bit too far ahead anyway for him to take 4th place off me. Zenzak, though, understeering big time. It's going to promote me into 3rd place, able to skeet it up to the inside. They can't really do anything about it. Now it's just a case of I need to hold them there. So let's not make any mistakes. And, you know, just get this section smooth as out. And then we should be golden for another podium. Which is going to be good for me. Ooh, wow, Zipper and Steve, I think we're having an absolutely gigantic battle there. And it dropped them big time. Zenzak is not quite close enough. going to be another third place for me. I do apologise, though. The driver of the 914, I've forgotten your name. I apologise for that one, too. Puri. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's the best I've got. Yeah, very comparable lap times, actually, for the top 3. With Zipper being the quickest. I'm the second fastest round there. That does surprise me. I would have thought my acceleration wouldn't have been good enough yet. So I do apologise, Puri. It's the best I've got. For the little bump wide was not intentional. However, I managed to get myself into a third place. It was a good race. It was actually a good battle. Really good battle. Enjoyed that. Well, there we are. To conclude about my RX-7, underestimated. I really did underestimate my car. It is very good, obviously. The low end acceleration. I love the slower tracks. I think it will definitely struggle. Chihuahua Circuit, it struggled at. Bowler might struggle a little bit there. Cathedral, it will struggle. But a lot of the faster tracks, things like Estadio, it will do well at. Tierra, it will probably do well at as well. Player as You actually will be a very strong track for my car. The high end handling is actually quite good as well. I'm going to be disconnected like 5 times. Anyway, I'm going to cut there for the video. Do hope you enjoyed. All feedback is appreciated. There'll be links in the description in case you want to join my Discord. That will be possibly the second link. The first link will be an invite link to the community that I actually race with. So join that if you want to take part in these. However, that's going to be it from me. Take care and ciao for now.